Hi, my name is Ethan Levine. My pronouns are he, him, and I am the Research and Evaluation Manager at CAST. In this video, I'm going to share findings from the Provider Perspective Study and show you how to navigate our new dashboard. This project was conducted in fall 2023 with some partners at Stockton University, and we were interested in learning from California-based providers about a range of issues that affect survivors of human trafficking, sexual violence, and domestic violence. We were able to survey 112 providers in the state, and 17 of those folks went on to do interviews. So this dashboard gives a general overview of our findings, and there's quite a lot of material here. We encourage you to explore on your own if you're interested. I'm going to show you how to navigate the dashboard, and we'll take a quick look at some of the findings to give you a sense of what you can find in here. So first, if you look right at the bottom, you'll see the simplest, probably easiest way to navigate this dashboard. So right here where my mouse is circling, you can see it says 1 of 16. And to the right of that, there is an arrow that you can click, and it says next page when you hover over that. If you click that, it takes you to the next page and so on. You can just navigate the dashboard pages in the order that we provided them. And I'm going to click the home icon at the top right here to go back. Now, if you would like to explore the dashboard based on your own interests or questions, you can do that as well. There are several series of buttons here on the home page. So these boxes in purple will show you findings about different policy issues that affect survivors. The boxes in green look at experiences more related to criminalization or interacting directly with criminal legal institutions like police, courts, and corrections. And you can learn about our next steps in that blue box right here at the bottom. On the far right, there's a gray column with a series of icons where you can learn more about the study itself. So let's take a look at some of these. I'm going to look at drugs. So click on drugs. Now, these are all set up in a similar way. Towards the top, you'll see some information about this subject area itself. Why are we talking about drugs in a project on human trafficking, sexual violence, domestic violence survivors' experiences? How do we see that relating to our work and the goals of this project? And then some quantitative or statistical findings, as well as some qualitative or interview findings. So looking at the bottom left here, for all of those policy areas, we asked providers a series of agree-disagree questions, and we provided the data for those here. So right now you can see drug use should be treated as a health issue rather than a crime. And below that, the agree-disagree breakdown among participants. If you'd like to look at the other questions, you can click on this arrow here, and you'll get a drop-down menu with all of the other questions. So let's take a look at the next one. Facilities designed to reduce the potential risks of drug use should be readily available. Click that, and now the agree-disagree range for that question pops up. On the right in blue, you'll see quotes from interviews with all interview participants referred to using pseudonyms that they chose themselves, or that we chose for them if they didn't have a preference. We had quite a range of perspectives to include here. Again, 17 folks did interviews with us. When we were selecting quotes for the dashboard, we did our best to choose statements that demonstrated the variety, the range of perspectives that we encountered in this project. All right, back to the homepage. Now let's look at one of the tabs around survivors' experiences as reported by practitioners, right, by practitioners who serve them. Let's look at reporting victimization to law enforcement. Now, the overall structure is similar, right? You've got an overview at the top of the subject area, interview quotes in blue on the right, and then survey responses, statistical data here on the left. We don't have agree, disagree questions for these other areas. They're a bit more variable, so you'll see different kinds of charts in here. For this one, we asked participants first whether they had served anyone who had reported victimization to law enforcement. If they said yes, we asked them to name the top 3 experiences their clients had. And then we highlighted the top 3 responses participants gave us. And you can see those here in blue. So the most common experience that practitioners reported their clients having was that law enforcement was indifferent. The second most common response was that reporting to law enforcement was traumatizing. And the third most common experience was that law enforcement was supportive. So indifference, trauma, and support as the 3 most common responses there. Now, as I mentioned, if you'd like to learn more about the study itself, you can look at these icons to the far right in the gray column. We're going to look at recruitment and participants. So here you can see information on the career fields that participants worked in. This is from the survey. And then some information about their demographics. These are also interactive. So right now you can see age is highlighted. There's a pie chart with age ranges. If I want to look at other characteristics, for example, sexuality, I click on the button for sexuality. and a new pie chart appears with that breakdown. And then finally, I did want to take a quick look at discussion and next steps. So here you'll see our main takeaways from this project distilled into a few sentences, as well as limitations that we are going to be sure to think about in future work. And finally, I just wanted to highlight next steps. We are so grateful to everyone who helped us out with this project, all of our partners within CAST and Stockton University, to the 112 providers who participated in the survey, including the 17 who went on to do interviews. And of course, extremely grateful to those of you who are watching this video, reviewing the dashboard, interested in learning about this work and continuing it with us. We want to let you all know that our work in this area and even on the provider perspective study itself will not stop with this dashboard. So we are continuing to go through the findings, and we are going to be working on a series of additional materials such as webinars, fact sheets, and short briefing notes to provide a more in-depth overview of these findings, all of which will be made freely available through CAST's website. Thank you so much for your time.